they just had their recent show in Florida that you weren't a part of, and I know you've been kind of working behind the scenes and everything, and about maybe starting kind of something on your own deal here. And well, they don't want to listen to me talk about it because I'm wanting to talk to you about it. So you talk away. And what's happening here, AJ? What are the people? What should they look forward to?
Well, I think you hit it on the head. Charlie Nam and myself created Ice Wars. I mean, I remember where I was in New York City when I thought of the name Ice Wars. But Ice Wars is a promotion name, where in reality the sport is, I guess you call it hockey fights, right? That's the
Yep.
actual sport. Um, the sport of boxing isn't called Top Rank. You know what I mean? It's boxing, and Top Rank is a promotion. And I believe in the sport of hockey fights, prize fighting on ice, whatever you want to call it. I believe in it. And for me, it's how do we grow that sport? The only way something can grow is either with competition or an extension of something. And Ice Wars is a baby of mine. It always will be like my baby. It's like you said, going a certain direction. But I believe in the sport of hockey fights, prize fighting on ice, whatever. So I am developing, it's we've been developing an actual league, and it's going to be called Major League Hockey Fights. Okay, it's prize fighting on ice, hockey fights. It's basically like Ice Wars. Like what you see on Ice Wars, similar rule book. The difference is this is an actual league with franchises. Okay, so not to give too much away at first, and we definitely will jump on again when things get a little closer. But essentially, when you watch Ice Wars, for instance, you got Justice Smoke versus Bo Cornell 3 round cruiserweight fight. You know what I mean? 3 1 minute
Yep.
rounds. Major League Hockey fights is going to be literally teams. Okay, so let's just use for an example, Team Western Canada versus Team Quebec. Okay, and each franchise will be made up of X amount of players. Um, when that just like hockey, man, Rangers Devils, right? So you're gonna get Team Western Canada versus Team Quebec. Each team is gonna bring a designated amount of fighters, same equal weight classes, and each round is going to be scored. Okay, and it's essentially a 24-25 round fight. Okay, and each round is tallied. Okay, and it's like hockey. At the end of the second period, it's 3-0 Red Wings, right? So there is going to be a team concept. Um, it's going to be unreal because it's like every round can turn the whole fight around for that team. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's going to be franchise based. We're going to have a draft. Um, we are working. I have spoken with Charlie Nama about a roster share agreement. Now, this is a separate entity. This isn't bare knuckle ice wars. This is Major League Hockey fights. However, um, in the spirit of growing this sport, which could only help everyone involved, we're hoping to have this roster share agreement. I'll be very blunt. I signed a lot of these Ice Wars guys anyway. So hopefully we'll be able to have a lot of crossover appeal. You know what I mean? I believe this is a hockey thing, Darren. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
these are the way we're gonna do this. It's gonna be awesome. It's I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be awesome. It's franchise based. We're going to have drafts. There'll be trades. It's like any other sports season. Okay. And it's going to be wild, man. I mean, it's going to be a lot more strategy to it. Like each guy could fight only so many rounds per fight. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be a little safer and better for these guys' bodies because they don't necessarily have to fight 3 rounds in a row. Darren's on team Saskatoon, all right? Maybe the strategy is Darren fights round 2, round 7, and round 19. You see what I'm saying? So
Oh
not
yeah.
only is it less taxing on the body in consecutive rounds, you're also going to be re-energized. So every round, guys are going to be as fresh as possible, which I think is going to help the fights. Um, We will be using gloves like, the old days in 2022 and, back earlier this year. Um, you know, uh, there's a lot of little wrinkles, and I think it's just going to help the guys over at Ice Wars. I think it's going to help this sport, which it is a sport. And, DKFC Ice Wars is more individual based, like traditional boxing and MMA, where Major League Hockey fights it's going to be wild, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot more details to come, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, there you go. Do you have, is there like a timetable at all? Like, we're hoping to have our first event by such and such, or is it just we'll see right now?
Realistically, if I'm being realistic, I would say probably the spring or early summer of 2026, if we're being realistic.
Yeah.
Um, I think this is actually the first time publicly speaking about it. So there's a lot of plans. Um, I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to go too slow. I think we gotta, for something to sustain, we gotta do it the right way. I will not do a show. I will not do anything unless I know the guys are in the best possible hands, whether it's pay, when guys get paid, how much they get paid, um, insurance, and these are things that matter to me. And if I can't guarantee, and look, it's a combat sport, shit happens. It's not going to be fun all the time, but I will do everything to take care of the guys. So, I can't, I will not do an event unless I know the boys will be taken care of. And I really believe this will help the sport of prize fighting on ice, or hockey fights. I don't even know what you technically call, Ice Wars has been the only game in town for since 2022. So it's like, it's brand recognition. Ice Wars, you think of hockey fights, at least you want to think about hockey fights. I just think this concept, it doesn't compete with Ice Wars. If anything, it could be a very, very helpful ally and complement to this sport that we started back in 2022 together.
No, absolutely. And yeah, now as far as that goes, I know you and I have, batted around a little bit, and I mean, you've talked to me about this before, but now as far as I won't say his name, whatever. I talked to a fighter last night about this, and he kind of knew a little bit about it, and he was kind of, and he said it would be nice like to have a sit down, like everybody involved, and maybe tweak. Obviously, no one's saying you're married to all of this. I mean, you can tweak things, right, and everything else.
Yeah,
Would you be open to that? Like as far as maybe we should do it this way instead of like, yeah, the team thing is good, but maybe that way or whatever. Like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean,
Listen,
nothing's in stone right now.
no, I mean, listen. The only way this can work, there's a fine line because if you have 1,000 opinions, you'll get nothing done. But
Yep.
you have to listen to your. I hate to even call these guys a product because they're not a thing. They're human beings. But the boys, the fighters and girls, obviously, these are your product. If you do not listen to the product, right? If I'm driving my car and every time I hit the brakes, the shit is squeaking, that's the brakes telling me get your shit fixed. You know what I mean? You gotta listen to you got to listen to the participants that are involved with this. You know what I mean? And back in 2022, when me and Charlie started this, I did that a lot. The first two shows. What do you guys think? I mean, we were literally starting from scratch. And what do you think about this or that? I mean, you have to. I mean, you almost need like a player union type of thing where guys can work together with the organization. How do we make this better? Um, because at the end of the day, it's not really about the promotion. It's about the guys, it's about the girls, it's about the participants, and it's about the sport. So we got to do whatever makes it right.
Well, there we go, folks. There it is. The first hint of Major League Hockey fights, and of course, as it gets forward and ramps up and gets going, I'll definitely keep everyone informed, and we'll get you back on, obviously, and talk more about it. And um, well, I got is Amesbury going to be involved in this? Are we going to see Amesbury in Major League Hockey
Mr.
fights?
A- Mr. A- Mr. Amesbury. I know you like to gamble. I would say it's a safe bet that Mr. Diamond Hands will have. We were just talking about this yesterday. If you're a gambling man, I would say it's a pretty safe bet he will be involved in some capacity. We'll put it that way.
Has he, well, again, I'm not going to expose your business, but it's like, just, you can answer this any way you want or not answer it. Like, has he been sort of, I mean, obviously you've talked to him about it, as this isn't news to him. I mean, he knows,
Yeah.
but has he been kind of instrumental in like helping behind the scenes at all with this? Or is it just like, wow, we'll see, AJ's going crazy again and we'll see what happens? Or is he
I
kind of like, you know what we should do? Like, was he right in there with you?
If there's anybody that can match my chaos and craziness, it's Ames. And we've always been a yin and yang together. And he talks me off the ledge, I talk him off the ledge. We're the Legion of Doom there, and we're definitely the
Yeah.
Legion of Doom. We've never split up. And listen, I he's been very instrumental with some of the groundwork. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, pound for pound, he is still the king of the rink. You could take that however you want. Daniel Amesbury to me is the king of the rink. Um, I of course lean on him. I lean on everybody. How can we make this thing grow? And again, I want to be very blunt when I say this isn't. I'm not looking to compete with Ice Wars. Okay. Again, Ice Wars is my baby. I would do nothing to hurt my baby. It's more or less I got to do my own thing. Um, it kind of in conjunction. And how can we grow this sport? Because it's not about Major League Hockey fights. It's not about ice. It's about the sport, and it's about the boys and girls now. I thought it was great that they got women involved. It's something we talked about, earlier this year. So I just think it's something that can help everybody. This isn't one of those like renegade missions where I gotta be the only one doing that. No, I think I got a lot more to give with this thing, and whatever I could do. And I will only do it if it makes sense and it's right. And I know guys will be okay and taken care of. And that's the only way I'll do it. And I think we're going to get there relatively soon.
There, you've heard it here, folks. First, the news is dropping. We're breaking news here. Major League Hockey fights. I'm looking forward to it. And like I've told you many times that myself and Alec and Jay here at the Brews'd and Battered show, and Yuka over in Finland, our Finnish correspondent, uh,
Oh, yeah.
we have all told you that we will help you in any way that we can possible to grow this thing and make it go. Because, like I said, we're all Ice Force fans too. So, and I mean,
Yeah.
and I've been there since '05 in Prince George, man, when Mayrad won the first one, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want this to go. So when you were telling me about your plans, sir, I got really excited about it. So
I just think, like I said, man, it's kind of like I just really believe in this concept and it will make a lot more sense soon. Um, when I could divulge a little more details, but I just think the team concept is going to be it's going to be a nail biter because, quite frankly, you could have a team that's frankly winning we can get to round 19 and the whole shit could turn on a dime. So it's one of those things where it's definitely going to be unique. I mean, prize fighting on ice, hockey fights, ice wars is unique enough. I mean, it's probably the most unique combat sport. But adding this wrinkle to it is only going to help grow this thing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I just can't wait to keep hopefully developing and getting to work on it.
well, and I think it's going to be interesting too because it's still fighting. It's still individual. It's still fighting
Yes.
one on one. It's still you fighting, but it's in within a team concept too. So
So
yeah,
basically, again, you guys are always going to get the first shot at these details when it first happens, but more or less every round is scored.
yeah,
Okay, so like I'm making up numbers; these aren't real numbers. So like if it's me versus Darren round one, and you knock me out, or we might be counting knockdowns. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the round, you could be at 10 and I could be at, your team could be at 10 and I could be at 6. The next round, my guy could knock your guy out, and all of a sudden, it goes back and forth, and it's
yeah.
like there's strategy. It's like hockey, right? Home team gets last change. You know, visiting team will put a guy out, and then the home team could decide who they want to match. You know what I mean? So it's like there's going to be strategy to it. I think it's going to create a lot of crazy rivalries. And frankly, it's going to set up a lot of big BKFC Ice War bouts, on their, platform potentially. So it's one of those things where it can only help, and it's going to be wild, man. You know what I mean? It's starting Ice Wars was wild enough, but I think this is going to be just taking over the top. So let's see let's see Darren a year from now where we're at, but it's going to be fun.
Oh, absolutely.